Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. ADP students, today the topic is the national state system, nation state and non-nation state. Introduction. The term nation and state are quite different, yet they are often used interchangeably. The nation is a concept denoting a common ethnic and cultural identity shared by a single people, while the state is a political unit defined in terms of territory, population, organized government, exercising effective control over its territory and provides and inhabitants. The nation promotes emotional relationship among its members, while state provides political and legal foundation for the identity of its citizen. Nation and states do not always share the same cultural and territorial boundaries. Therefore, the term nation state has been used by social scientists to denote the gradual fusion of cultural and political boundaries after a long control of political authority by a central government. Thus, a nation state is a nation that possesses a political sovereignty. It is socially cohesive as well as the politically organized and independent. The nation states plays a dominant role in international relations. The people all over the world are divided into a number of groups which lives in sovereign national state. These states maintain relations with each other under the pressure of sheer necessity. If people are not organized into states or nations, no international relations would have been possible. So, the term state is an impressive one, accordingly to Palmer and Parkins. It is a body of people occupying a definite territory and politically organized under one government. The positivist school of international law defines a state a legal and political entity with attributes of population, territory, and autonomous government that exercises effective control over the population and territory and is willing and able to meet fundamental international responsibilities. Additionally, a large number of governments must extend de jure recognition to the state before it can claim a demonstrable legal existence. To understand the nation state, we must know the difference between nation and state. State and government and between the states established on basis of international and internal politics are internal politics. The term nation is essentially ethnic based upon a common heritage, language, cultural, and sense of identity among the people who make up a nation. Whereas state is legal and territorial expression involving a population politically organized under one government with sovereign rights. Government come and go very frequently, while state come and go very infrequently. It is important to differentiate between states which are to be organized for the purpose of internal politics or external relations or foreign policies. Many states are organized for internal politics, for external, the federal state of unitary states. dyna- dynastic and states with dynastic states and republican ones, democratic states and authoritarian ones, and totalitarian states and states with limited functions. Yet it is outward focus of a state. It is ability to organize itself for purpose of conducting of the external affairs, to formulate and pursue external goals, and to enter into engagement with the other states that concern with the understanding the world politics. Thus, the nation state is a political human organization characterized with some generally recognized attributes such as territory, government, population, sovereignty, and nationalism. The nationalism and sovereignty play a very important role in establishing nation state. Approaches to the study of nation state system. There is a controversy regarding the best way of study of nation state. It is therefore necessary to analyze in some depth the social and ethnic composition of nation state. There are three approaches to resolve the problems. The first is objective attributes, the second is subjective attitudinal, and the third is eclectic synthetic. The brief description of these approaches are as like: first is objective approach. It is also called attributive, which seeks to identify nationalism and nation state in the term of observable and readily quantifiable and attributes, among which are linguistic, racial, and religious homogeneity. Subjective approach. It is also known as attitudinal, which views nationalism and nation state as a set of emotional, ideological, and patriotical feelings binding on the individuals and community regardless of their ethnic structure, whether of homogeneous or heterogeneous nature. And the third is eclectic approach. It is also called a synthetic, which is somewhere closer to the subjective than objective approach. It, it equates the terms nationalism and the patriotism and mixes them with each other through the practices of interethnic marriages, mixed neighborhood, inter-ethnic social gathering, and common educational system, which lead to adoption over him of and com of single collective identity. Then United States is the representative of elective eclectic approach because there is chances of very embodiment or national and patriotism. So there are three basic characteristics of state system: sovereignty, nationalism, and national power. The sovereignty is a legal concept that gives the state unique and unlimited authority in all domestic affairs and its relations with other states. Nationalism is a spiritual quality which unites the people of a state and gives them the will to champion what they regard as their interest national interest. A national power is might of a state which provides the capabilities for getting done the things that the state will do be done. It is complex of many elements, both tangible and intangible. So, aspects of sovereignty. There are two aspects of state sovereignty, internal and external, and helpful distinction was made between these by theorists on international law. Intern- Internal sovereignty means the supreme and final power to command all persons within the territory of state. It will is absolute over all persons and associations. It issues orders to all individuals and organizations within the area of state and receives orders from none. Its will its will is subject to no legal limitations of any kind. In this regard, Professor Lasky says what its purpose is right by the mere announcement of intention, and other is external sovereignty. External sovereignty means the freedom or independence of the state from any control, compulsion, and interference by a foreign state or power. In other words, it means that the will of state is supreme as against all foreign will. Foreign treaties and international law do not limit the supremacy or external sovereign of the nation state. In short, it is independence of nation state. External sovereignty does not mean that the state has the right or power over other nation state. It is only mean that it will not submit to the command of other nation state. It refers to the recognition by all states of the independence, territorial integrity, and inviolability of each state as represented by its government. Sovereignty implies that a sovereign state has a right to govern the territory under its control as it deems necessary, and there is no external relations on its authority except if agreed upon through some treaty. In the international context, sovereignty implies only right of self-government and promotion of national interest by making several compromises and adjustments with other nation states, which naturally restricts its absolute sovereignty. Thus, the sovereignty in international relations implies the equality of all nation states, bigger, small, great, powerful, or less powerful. Finally, sovereignty is the ability of a nation state through its government to have control over its domestic affairs and its foreign affairs, to have the option of entering or leaving alliances or pacts with other nation states of the world, In practice, some states have been more sovereign than others. Some of the great power enjoy the more sovereignty, where the smaller nation state enjoy the less sovereignty. However, it can enjoy the sovereignty if it is strategically located.